Welcome back, guys, to another video. This is another morning workout talk. It's 4:34 in the morning, and I'm on the road to the gym. On the road to the gym. And to be honest with you guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna try to be as honest and transparent as I can. Waking up in the morning is not a big deal, but even when I'm going to the gym, I'm not like excited. I want to get that clear. It's not like I'm like, oh my god, I got to go, I got to work out. It's almost damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, if I don't go to the gym, I'm gonna feel horrible, right? I'm gonna feel like, man, I didn't go to the gym today. I should have went. Like, psychologically, it starts to wear on my external. It starts to wear on my countenance. And to be honest with you, on days that I don't work out, even the days that I don't work out, because I go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? And I don't go Tuesday, Thursday. I find just my body, knowing my body. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, that when I don't go, I feel a little bit more lethargic, a little bit more, not tired, but I don't have that same exuberance. I don't have that same vitality and energy that I have on the days that I do work out. But the irony of working out is that it wears your ass out. You're tired during the workout. You would think that the days that I do work out will be the days that I'm fatigued. No, the days that I do work out are the days that I have a lot of energy at work, a lot of energy during the day. So I understand the science behind it, the releasing of endorphins, the heavy breathing, the inhale, exhaling, the fact that your cells on a biochemistry level are getting the oxygen that they need. You're releasing toxins through sweat. You're decreasing oxidative stress. So all of that stuff matters. Like, when you run, people who work out are happier. I mean, statistics show that. But I think it's just funny how the body works and how the mind and the body both at times are in conflict with one another, right? The mind is like, man, damn, I don't feel like doing this. But the body's like, man, you better go. And so when I'm waking up, it's not like I'm like excited or something like that, but I know the outcome. It's the outcome that I'm going for. It's the aftermath. In the midst of it, it's not fun. In the middle of it, it's not fun. It's when I'm done, after I've showered and I've dressed up and I'm leaving for work, I feel like $1,000,000, right? That's the moment I'm waiting for. That's the moment I'm waiting for. So that's the moment I'm waiting for. But it's something that has to be done. And just like doing chores in the house, right? When it's time to clean the house, no one wants to clean. But it's weird. I kind of enjoy cleaning, but I like to, well, let me put it this way. I enjoy cleaning with hopes of keeping the house clean for an extended period of time. But unfortunately, I have 3 little kids. You know how that works. Immediately you clean, the whole house goes to shreds. So that's the only part I don't like about cleaning, is that the results are not sustained for a long time. The amount of work I put in a matter of an hour or two is like, did I just clean the spot? Why do I have like mess and toys everywhere? And there you go. Yeah, but to be honest with you guys, I'm not always excited to go, to be honest, but to the gym. But when I'm done, I feel good. And to be honest with you, even while I'm actually working out, once I get into it, I think the start of it is the hardest part. Like, I get in there, I stretch, I hang my clothes up in the locker room, I come out, I do my stretching. At that moment, I'm meditating, I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, these are things I need to do. And a lot of times I just make my workouts up on the fly. Like, I just create, I go to the gym so much, I've done so many things. So what I try to do is do a lot of different things. I try not to continue doing the same routines all the time, because the body gets used to it and it's hard to see results when you continue to do the same thing. You have to switch it up, give your body, excite your body, shock your body a bit. It's sort of like being with a girl who dresses the same way every day. It's more exciting when a woman, wears her hair in different styles, puts on different clothing, wears her makeup in a different way. Like, you have to keep the excitement going. Just as you would do in the relationship, you also have to think of the body that way as well. There's a relationship that you have with your body. And it's very important and it's imperative to you that you continue to shock your body. The shock value is where you get your results from. It's not doing the same workouts every day, the same one. If you do squats, switch it up. Don't do squats. Do something else. Work on body parts that you don't even think of. Don't always do weightlifting. Do cardio sometimes, and mix it up. And between your reps, when you're working out, if you're lifting weights, do jumping jacks. Do like keep moving. Like just switch it up. Keep the body guessing, and you're gonna find yourself more sore. But man, your body's gonna reap so much benefits from that. But I go to the gym so much, it's like I've tried almost everything. I'll be honest with you. I've tried so many things, but I don't go every day. So it's not like, and I'm not trying to work out. I'm not competing. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I'm not trying to be a fitness model or anything like that. I just work out to sustain, just to stay in shape. That's what I do that for. But yeah, that's the spill, man. That's the spill. It's 4:40. Usually people start getting in line around 4:50, 4:54, 4:55ish, around that time. I get here early because I don't like rushing. I don't know about you guys. Like when I'm going somewhere, I like to get there early just to settle my brain, settle my mind, settle my spirit, settle my soul. And I say I'm not asking anybody. I'm not asking some divine being to do it for me. I'm doing it myself because I have the God consciousness. I have the source in me. The divine spark that's responsible for all living things resides in all living things, be it a plant, an animal, an insect, a human, a tree, anything. Because without the source, there will be no such thing as a living thing. Anything that's composed with an atom has the source of God in it. So that's why it's very important that we respect all living things. Even nature in itself, you know, how humanity has totally just ravaged nature and molested it for all it's worth. That's not a good thing either. But yeah, I settle myself. So if you're supposed to be somewhere at 4, try to get there at 3:30. If you have an interview at 12, try to get there at 11:30. Always tell yourself to get there 30 minutes earlier. So if you have to be somewhere at 12, just put it in your mind, I have to be there at 11:30. So when you're in your mind, psych your mind out. Man, I got to get there. 11:30 is my appointment. You may rush to get there at 11:30. And let's say you're a little bit late. You get there 11:35, right? Guess what? You're still early because the real appointment really starts at 12. So that's what I've always done. I've always trained myself to be at places early. I mean, getting up early and going to the gym at 5 is hell. That's early enough, right? But I still train myself to get here around 4:30ish, 4:40. Like I like to get here early, sit in the parking lot. Either I'm doing this. Lately I've been doing this, but either I'm sitting here listening to music or I'm reading or I'm just meditating. I'm just sitting here thinking about my day. And a lot of the times when I get fresh ideas in terms of my job, my like work, my job, my occupation, how I earn my income, most of my ideas are thought of in times of silence and solitude. It's hard to think with all my kids at home yelling and screaming and there's things to do, my daddy duties and stuff like that, adhering to the demands of my wife, her emotional needs and all that stuff. Like being a husband and being a father is not an easy thing because that in itself extracts a lot of mental energy as well. So it's hard for me to think creatively about my job when I'm in that element. And that's what I'm supposed to do. At home, I'm supposed to be focusing on family. I'm not supposed to be focusing on work. But when I pulled myself away from my home and I'm on the road navigating to come to the gym, and when I sit here in the parking lot, a lot of the times I'm getting my ideas in the parking lot here. And a lot of times I'm reminding myself of things that I need to get done, things that need to be due. A lot of my memory, a lot of my thinking comes in times when I'm by myself. And that's the importance of sometimes giving yourself time to be by yourself. I don't know about a lot of you guys, but and this is not a knock on people who have a bunch of friends, but I've never been the type of person to need a bunch of friends. I never needed it. I think when I was younger, it's cute when you're like preteen, even when you're a teenager. This my homeboy, this my friend, this my friend, this my friend. But the older I get, I don't necessarily need them. It's great to have, but it's not a need. And I try to simplify my life as much as possible. The less I have, the more I can concentrate on self. I don't want to be responsible for anybody because I'm already responsible for my own children and my own wife and my own household. I think That's the essence of manhood, when your family becomes first. Because if most men would focus all of their energy on their family and in their home, we'll have better communities. And if we have better communities, that translates to having better societies. I was listening to a podcast, I think yesterday. I think Charleston White was on there. He was on the Real Life Productions channel. I think that's the name of it. And it's an older video. It's about almost 2 weeks old. I just happened to catch it on my feeds. It was just by accident. I was just scrolling through, and he made an interesting comment that kind of jumped out to me. He was talking about the reason why melanated people. He used the word black. I don't like using the word black, but he said the reason why black people, nothing's done for them in terms of legislation and law is because we don't vote. And so even though the culture is ours, we don't own the culture. He says that the Jew owns the culture, and that the politicians, because we don't know our history, the politicians we vote for don't do anything for us. And he was saying all those things, and I'm like, man, like, I feel like like, that to me is part of the matrix system. This voting system is a farce. It's not, I hate to break it to you guys, like, a lot of old heads would say things to the fact that, oh, our ancestors fought for the right to vote. You got to go out there and vote. No, man. Voting had nothing to do with politics. Voting was a way to get people to vote, to be in the consensus in order to mark yourself as a citizen. Voting has never been what you guys think it's supposed to be. These presidential elections, these presidents are selected. They're not elected. Even your local government people, the voting doesn't really matter. They vote who they want to put in that's going to favor the agenda of the banks. America is controlled by central and private banks. It's not the politicians. It's not legislation. That's the wool that's being, tossed over your eyes, and you're seeing things through a very foggy lens without clarity. If you're looking at life and galvanizing your worldview through that vein, then you're going to be highly misguided. This idea that go out and vote is going to change something, well, it's not changing anything. It never will change anything. I remember when, and it's not about Democrat or Republican, because I hate, they're both on the same team. Whenever people talk about right wing, left wing, what I always say, the right wing and the left wing are two wings on the plane. They're still part of the system. When Obama got elected, I swear everybody that I knew was talking about how the black experience or the melanated experience was going to change. Nothing changed. As a matter of fact, he didn't do anything. Where would you guys get it through your clear damn heads that politics is not the way? It's just a show. It's a reality show. I think that we need to flip our thinking. I think that we've grounded ourselves in so much idiocy and moronicisms that it's difficult to see the flip side of it. Would it be far-fetched? Would it be such a fringe concept to know that when people talk about Keeping Up with the Kardashians, that reality show, so-called reality show, it's a show. That's not reality. They have cameras everywhere. They edit the footage. They play music at certain points. That's not reality TV. Reality TV just letting the camera run raw 24/7. And you just see the person wake up. You see everything. There's not cutting this scene off and having this person talk here and playing music there. That's curated nonsense. That's BS. That's not reality show. That's just a show, given the moniker of reality, but it's really not reality. Take that same idea and look at politics in the same vein. It's the same thing. It's politics. I mean, it's a reality show dressed up as politics and dressed up as being something that's real. It's not real. It's fake. It's fake. All of it is fake. It's just a show to get people drawn in. There's so many people that are emotionally invested into politics. It's insane. It's insane. It's a power. It's a leech. It's a system. It's a leeching system. It's a vampiric or vampiric system. It just like a vampire sucks blood. It's a system that sucks your life energy from you. Voting doesn't do a damn thing for anybody. Voting is nonsense. Voting back then had a different cause, had a different agenda, had a different motive back then when our so-called ancestors were fighting for the right to vote. Had nothing to do with voting in people or this and that. It was about being considered a first-class citizen or not being a first-class citizen. Because the foreigners, the Europeans who came here to Turtle Island, better known as America, they're the ones who are the true foreigners, not us. not melanated people. Melanated people were already on in America. They're the true natives, believe it or not. They are the true natives. This idea that all melanated people came from Africa as slaves is stupid. That's not the truth. That's what you guys believe. The transatlantic slave, that didn't happen the way you guys think it did. It would be totally impossible to navigate those seas with ocean gyres there. Ocean gyres are the way the current spins in a clockwise motion. There'll be no way you'll have slave ships. And there was no such thing as slave ships. Slave ships, the so-called slave ships, which are actually cargo boats, didn't get developed till 1850. If slavery was already occurring before 1850, how the hell did these Europeans navigate the seas and bring millions of slaves on boats that didn't exist? Shout out to Dane Calloway, man. That's the guy that's the historian that broke that to me. And it made sense. It made sense. That's when I start to see that 90% of the things we've been taught they're all lies. But so when Charleston White is talking about go vote, voting is not it. We need to come together as a people and be united and create our own thing. The political system is a system that was created by the European. And even though you may have melanated people that are in office, it's still a system that's ran by them. That's why they call it the White House, folks. It's not about you. It's a White House. It's their house. And their people preside over the White House that's owned by the banks. No official that's elected into office is elected into office. They're chosen. Anybody who's going to satisfy the agenda of the banks is the ones that they put in there. Presidents that are going to go to war, presidents that are going to start conflict, presidents that increases the revenue of the Federal Reserves, because the more wars we go to, the more countries have to take out these large loans to go to war, hence putting these countries into debt owned by the banks. So that's the way it works. So I didn't agree with Charleston White with that we need to vote more, and that's why we're not represented. It's not even about that. We're just so divided, but we're divided by ignorance, and that's the worst kind of division. It's one thing to be divided over something that's authentic, or divided over something that's rooted in truth and in knowledge. We're divided by ignorance. And it's hard to unbrainwash a person that's been brainwashed, because their brain's not there. It's been completely washed. So it's very difficult to attack it from that mode. And yeah, politics is dead. And I'm gonna do. I had an article that I read a while ago. I need to find it. It talks about the root of politics, how it's rooted in sorcery and witchcraft. It's a mind attacking component. It's not what you guys think it is. Politics is like politricks. It's a trick. It's a system of tricks and deception. And it goes on and on and on and on, and yet we find ourselves in the same position. You know, it's an insane concept if you ask me. All right, so it's 4:52. I'm about to get off here, start getting my stuff ready in the car so I can start walking up to the door. But thanks again for indulging me in these morning workout talks. I'm just talking about random things, really. I don't really have a direction, but just a way for me to get myself ready this morning to get inside this gym and do what I need to do. All right, thank you guys for listening, and leave a comment, tell me what you guys think. All right, take care. Bye.